line. We request everyone to please close their eyes for 2 minutes and request the IT team to play Guru Vandana. Thank you. To mark the auspicious beginning of this event, we request the dignitaries to come for lighting of lamp. Chief guest, Professor Vinay Kapoor. Guest of honor, Shri Rohit Pandey sir. Honorable Provost, Aur University, Professor Parimal Vyas. Honorable Associate Dean Academics, Dr. Monica Suri. Honorable Registrar Sir, Professor Amrish Mishra. Honorable Head of School of Law, Dr. Shilpi Sharma. Convener, International Conference on Law and Emerging Issues, 2023, Mr. Baidyanath Mukherjee. Chief of Operations Officer, Aur University, Shri Suresh Mathurji. Thank you. Distinguished guests, esteemed scholars, researchers, policymakers, delegates, and attendees. I am Amar Pahadwala, currently in my final year of law school.
And I am Akriti Beri, hailing from the same batch.
It is a privilege to serve as the student conveners for this distinguished International Conference on Law and Emerging Issues 2023. On behalf of the School of Law at Aaryu University, a hub for integral and transformational learning, we extend our heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. It is truly an honor to stand before you as we embark on a journey of intellectual exploration and discourse. In a world where change is the only constant, our understanding of law must continually evolve to keep pace with the shifting dynamics that shape our society. The realms of caste, race, and gender, the urgent environmental concerns arising from climate change, the relentless march of technological progress, demanding an agile regulatory framework, and ever-changing landscape of global trade, these are the threads that weave the rich tapestry of the themes that we are here to delve into. This conference is more than just an assembly of scholars and professionals. It is a convergence of thought, a symphony of ideas that will reverberate beyond these walls. Our aim is to foster an environment that nurtures collaboration, where researchers, academicians, policymakers, research scholars, foreign delegates, and students from India and around the world can share their insights and perspectives. This is a platform where seeds of innovation and partnership are sown, where spark of a single idea can ignite transformative change.
Distinguished guests, as we delve into these sessions, remember that this conference is not just about presenting research. It's about the exchange of ideas, the convergence of diverse perspectives, and the forging of new connections. It's about the magic that happens when passionate minds gather to dissect, discuss, and deliberate. Let us honor the spirit of inquiry, the pursuit of knowledge, and the commitment to creating a more just, equitable, and sustainable world through the lens of law. We encourage you all to engage, participate, and contribute wholeheartedly, for it is only your collective efforts that we can unravel the complexity of our dynamic legal landscape. On behalf of the organizing committee, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers, participants, sponsors, and partners who have made this event possible. Let us embark on this enlightening journey together and make this conference a resounding success.
Now, we would like to welcome to the stage Honorable Head of School of Law of Aaryu University and Director of Research and Development Cell, Dr. Shilpi Sharma, to deliver her welcome address. Please, ma'am.
A very good morning to all. I welcome on my behalf and on behalf of Aaryu University, our distinguished guests, delegates, our faculty members, researchers, and the students to this conference. I'm delighted to have you all in person in the campus. I'm also welcoming those who are not able to make it in person and are joining through the online mode. So here this conference will be held in hybrid mode. One, for the presenters who can be present here in person, and for those who are not of the Indian origin, and those who are not for some reasons able to work out the travel to Surat, for them it is in online mode. So conference for the School of Law is the flagship event. School of Law was established in the year 2012, and from 2013 onwards, we are organizing conferences. Our last conference was organized in the year 2020. Due to the COVID effect, we were not able to organize it for 2 years. And this year, we thought of again beginning with our tradition of organizing a conference yearly to deliberate on various matters and the issues that revolves around the field of law and the allied fields. So when we were thinking about the conference and we were about to decide on what theme this conference should be, we discussed with the coordinator of the conference and the faculty members, and we could not come up with only one field that should be highlighted in the conference. We found that every field which is evolving have now intersection with the other fields, not only within law, but to the other domains of study also. So we decided to keep the conference theme as open as possible and invite all the researchers from the various domains of law and from the other domains also to be presented here and the issues to be deliberated here. So when we received the papers, we also found that most of the papers are interdisciplinary in nature, touching upon not only one theme, but 2 or 3 domains of study. Some of the papers are like, we were not very easily able to decide to which theme or to which domains it fell. So now, because this recent time is the time of interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary studies, so now the themes and the research papers that we receive also reflecting on the same. We decided to have this conference in the hybrid mode because sometimes due to some constraints, the people who are not able to travel to the different places, they lose the opportunity to present their researches and to interact with their peer who are from the same field, that is academics. So we requested the participants to travel to Surat, but those who are not able to, we are having them in the online mode. We received in total 203 papers, out of which some 116 papers will be presented offline and rest of the papers will be presented online. So now research, if it is not disseminated to the public, is of no use. And in this time of technology, and in this time when we are accessing everything online, the dissemination is comparatively simple than before. We were in our earlier conferences also coming up with the publication. Now this year also we decided to have a publication out of the selected papers that we are receiving. So as you all are informed earlier that we collaborated with some publication houses. So the papers who will be selected as per the criteria will be published through the publisher, Taylor and Francis. We also collaborated with one more international publisher, that is Cambridge Scholar. Besides them, we are looking forward to the collaboration with other publishers also for the publication of papers. So I can very safely assure the participants that if your paper is a quality one, it is going to be published. During the preparation of our conference, we got the opportunity to be associated with Gujarat National Law University also. We associate them as a knowledge partner, where they will be giving their inputs in reviewing the papers and the other aspects of the conferences. So I'm happy that all the papers, and it will be very difficult for us to choose that which paper is the best or which paper is the quality one, because every paper that we receive have a quality and a standard. Now it will be a 2 days conference, as you all know. So the presentation of the paper is spread to 2 days with the themes which are also spreading to 2 days. Some of the themes where we get the papers which we can accommodate well in 1 day are presented in one track. Otherwise, it is spread to different tracks. We found that there are no themes left on which the papers we are not receiving. So I must say that attending this conference and attending to the presentations of the paper, all that are present here offline and all those who are present online will be able to have a very fair idea of different fields where the law is posing challenges towards academics and towards the people who are associated with it. Also, there are issues where law is being challenged by the people, by the society and other systems. I'm hopeful that at the end of this conference, Some of the problems that will be, or some of the issues and challenges that are dealt with in this conference may be answered with some probable solutions. Or if not the solutions, the best way forward to work towards the solutions of the issues. We are sure that as we are having a very dignified people with us, those who are presiding over this inauguration, as well as those who are presiding over the sessions, a very good discussion and deliberations on the issues will be held, and the participants will be having a quality feedback and the recommendations on their researches, which will help them to upgrade their research skills also and the knowledge of the domain also. So once again, I am welcoming you all to the campus, and I am welcoming all who are there online participating in this inauguration to this campus and to this conference. And we will look forward to many more collaborations and associations in future. But as this conference is at present at hand, let us make it successful and worthwhile. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your enlightening words. At this juncture, it is our pleasure to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Monica Suri, Associate Dean of Academics, who will now deliver an introduction to Oro University. The floor is yours, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Bita. Very good morning to all present here. It is indeed my privilege and honor to introduce you to Oro University. Who are quite familiar to Oro University might be aware of the credentials, but I'll try to justify in next 12 to 15 minutes what Oro stands for, though it is difficult for me to justify 12 years of journey of Oro University in next 10 to 12 years, 12 minutes of time, but still I'll try to highlight and focus on very important aspects, what we have actually lived with in last 12 years as a university, as higher institution, and what difference we have made to the life of our students, to all stakeholders across the university, and how are we making difference to the city and nationally also with such kind of academic deliberations and other discourses. So once again, I welcome all the dignitaries of the dais, all the participants, faculty members who joined us from various institutions, and our dear Oroites. So it is indeed my privilege to introduce Oro University to you. When you see the very first thing when it comes to any university is the vision. And when you see in our vision, you can see here a statement written as Premier University. So when we are talking about Premier University, we don't see that we have competition with anybody else, because we have grown up in last 12 years with our own benchmarking, starting with a strength of not more than 40 students with 2 schools in 2011. And now today we have more than strength of 1,200 students plus, with a great alumni base of more than 2,000 plus, 2,500 plus alumni base, and more of academic departments and credentials on board with us at Oro University. So here we mean to say that we are benchmarking with our own self, and we are satisfied that we are progressive year after year. And now today, when we reach to the 12th year, we have now 7 schools in place at Oro University. And when we talk about vision, that is well aligned to the mission of the university also, which is having the responsibility for each one of us, whether it is students, faculty, industry, and community, we cannot forget, because this is what NAP is emphasizing on. And we are well aligned with this particular alignment with NAP since the inception. So we are trying to ensure that all the stakeholders, they should be equally contributing to the vision of the university and should actually make the best out of all the practices that we are following at university, academic or non-academic. So coming to the next, though you might have seen that logos are generally placed on the walls of the industries and universities, but for us it is a living logo. Right? So we live with this particular logo. When you see this particular logo, it is a living logo for us, because when you see in the center, there's a dot, and that is self. And rest of the 4 petals which are surrounded under this particular logo are physical, mental, vital, and spiritual aspects of our persona, personality. And when you see two triangles, one is inside out and outside in, they all are talking about the inner consciousness and outer consciousness, right? From darkness to light. This is what we are talking about in this particular logo. And rest of the petals, which are surrounded with 12 different petals, which are the part of this logo, are the 12 living principles of Oro, which are non-negotiable. And you can see in the next slide, when you're talking about the 12 core values of Oro University, when I say it is non-negotiable, means we all practice and preach it, not just by saying, but it is always in every process, every deed, every action, and every decision that we are taking at university level. So that's why we are saying that, they are non-negotiable. And I'm sure our Honorable VC sir will, pose more of the aspects of this particular thing, alignment with NEP and other aspects. So next, please. When you see there are 7 schools, our university started with 2 schools, School of Hospitality and School of Business, and later on we added School of Law, School of Information Technology, School of Journalism and Mass Communication, School of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences, and School of Design. So right now we have 7 schools in place at Oro University. So coming back to the USP of university, because we have been to many universities, I myself have seen, how the academic deliberations are going on across the country, and every university has their some unique aspect which they are delivering in terms of their teaching pedagogy. So I was very happy when I came to Oro University. I was introduced to 20-30-50 principle, which talks about that learning cannot be done with just one dimension. So we always ensure that 20% is the seeing part of it. Right? We see and then we learn. 20% is doing listening part of it. Listening is very important. And 30% is seeing part of it. And 50% is learning by doing. Therein, we have always a clash between industry and academia that, whatever you teach in the classroom setup is very different from when students come and practice it on the ground with the real-time problems and scenarios. So at Oro, we ensured that right from the beginning of the semesters that all the teaching pedagogy should be aligned to 20-30-50 principles so that students should get inculcated to the habits of listening, seeing, and further doing, learning by doing. Next is, when it comes to teaching methodology, we are not restricted to just a brick and mortars model, wherein we are just taking our classes in the classroom setup and we are delivering the sessions and students are listening to us. We are not following that particular pedagogy. We follow a diversified methodology, wherein we use a lot of simulation-based learning for our students, lab-based learning, live projects. Internship is very important aspect and mandatory aspect of every program of Oro University. And we have IMA BizLab on place at Oro University, which is full of virtual simulation for all the schools across the university. So likewise, we are not just restricted to one lecture mode of delivery when we take the classes. So it's a very innovative teaching methodology that we are following. Next, please. So when it comes to Oro University collaborations, the list is quite big. But I would like to highlight and emphasize on IBM collaboration, which we have done last year, and we are working a lot with that particular collaboration. Our students are learning. Our faculty from School of IT, they all are the trainers, certified trainers of IBM, and our faculty from School of Business are the trainers or certified trainers of IMA BizLab. So we're trying to bring all the possible contributions and outcomes from such kind of collaboration. So they are not the collaboration just on papers. So we're trying to make it more action-oriented and contribution-based. Next, please. So these are few of the glimpses which you can see of experiential kind of learning, and School of Hospitality is the core of Oro University, because the origin of the university was from foundation was from School of Hospitality, and our honorable founder president, sir, Mr. S.P. Rama, he evolved this particular university with the core of their family business, and that is the hospitality and hotel industry, having the competency in that. And we bring a lot of CSR activities on campus for our students, so many outreach activities with Surat Police, Gujarat Police, Indian Medical Association, and local bodies who are actually, bringing a lot of involvement and engagement to our students through various pedagogical aspects. And now I would like to emphasize one more thing on, like, our curriculum is highly designed with the collaboration and interaction with the industry. So it is not just one-sided. We have our academic advisor boards on place. We have board of studies on place, wherein I'm happy to share with you that we have our alumni students also, who are equally involved in the curriculum design, with the help of, under the leadership of their HODs and industry people. So we have master classes also from alumni, which is actually the core of, the learning for peer-to-peer kind of, promoting the peer-to-peer kind of learning. So we have international brand on campus, that is, you might have entered the premises of Oro University, and on campus you might have seen Courtyard by Marriott Hotel, and that is a working hotel and training hotel for the students of hospitality. Not only for them, our students from other streams also, they opted internships from there, and they also go there and do small kind of live projects and simulations from the field of law, IB, international business, and then School of IT students also design some app for them. School of Design students are also creating some kind of infrastructure with them. So in their own capacity and ways, our students are getting involved in such kind of training hotel, which is on campus with us. Next, please. Yeah, so I'll quickly highlight on these academic programs alignment with NEP 2020. Our emphasis is on entrepreneurial mindset. We know that all students will not go to entrepreneurship, maybe, but we want to create and inculcate the habit of entrepreneurial mindset so that wherever they go, they should become the asset and they should contribute with their decision-making and idea generation kind of concepts. And we have incubation cell in place at Oro University, wherein we received a grant of 1 crore rupees from Government of Gujarat under Student Startup Innovation Policy Scheme, which is also getting benefited, offering benefit to our students. And I think more than 150 projects are already funded. Some are in ideation stage, some have reached to prototype stage. And we are connecting our students to angel investors and venture capitalists also, wherever required. So when you see the mandatory winter internship and summer internship, we have not incorporated this once NEP talked about it. We are doing it since years and years, and that has become a mandatory component under NEP also. So we are glad for that. Experiential learning I've already shared with you. Outcome-based education, obviously, today is the era of outcome and evidence-based education. It's not about degrees. Just giving the degrees and, students are getting the degrees at the time of convocation. We want them, they should be an asset to wherever they go, whether it is the family business or courts or maybe the boardrooms or industry, wherever they go, they should be an asset. Emphasis on skill-based learning, as I've already emphasized on it in the form of practical experiential learning. Strong industry exposure, as I've already shared that we have advisory boards on place. Frequently, industry come on campus, they take distinguished guest lectures, and we have locational benefit of being in Hazira Belt, which is located with industries. So it is very easy for us to get industry connect from various aspects. Value-added courses, add-on courses, all are the part of our programs, wherein students of law, they are going to School of Hospitality to learn one aspect of, maybe principles of hospitality. So likewise, other students are also going out of their domain and comfort zone to enhance their employability or to fulfill their areas of interest and hobbies. So mentorship program is very important at Oro. We don't leave our students alone. We do a lot of counseling. Right from the beginning of the semester, they are allocated the mentors, and mentorship program is working very well. Incubation culture, I've already spoke about. Industry integrated courses, obviously, yes, because at the end, the output should be employability of the students, not only for a local market or a Indian scenario, but out of India also, how our students are the first choice and preference of industry. That is our, motto when we talk about all these aspects. Next, please. So coming to the end, this is one of the most interesting projects that we are doing, Parivartan Pathshala with Government of Gujarat, Gujarat Police in the Lajpur jail. And that is also one of the success story for all of us as university and a great learning experience for us, wherein faculty and students are equally involved. They go to jail and they train jail inmates in furniture making, cooking, bakery, IT skills, life skills, so on and so forth. So that is also one of our very close to heart project of Oro University as a CSR project. Next, please. Yeah, so at the end, I would like to highlight on that when we talk about our students' transformation, we transform them holistically 360. It's all about 360 holistic transformation. And that's why we ensure their values. I'm sure VC sir will emphasize a lot on values. We ensure their interest. You might have seen value-added and add-on courses so that they can also be aspired to go out of their comfort zone. Personality is most important, because we know when you stand on stage and when people, you're not able to bring impact, and you're a personality who is a liability more on your industry and assets, I think that will become a big challenge. So we ensure right from beginning, we do a lot of psychometric testing to ensure their personality enhancement and transformation also throughout. And skill sets, of course, for which they are here to get the degrees. So with this, I thank you all for your patience listening, but I'll request my IT team to play a video on Oro University, whatever I told, so that you can check that whatever I told was not fabricated. It is all validated with evidence what we are doing. So I request IT team to please play the video.
When you are looking for a university, you are looking at the premises, the courses, the facilities, labs, classrooms, large sports ground, huge libraries, break rooms, always open cafeterias, wide courtyards, and dreamy landscape. But what are you looking at? Is a home away from home, a family to support you on that one path you are searching for, the guardians to discover and enhance your inner interests and abilities, the mentors with whom you would find joy of learning by doing, and a guiding light to create lifelong self-conscience, to find and maintain natural harmony of spirit, mind and body. All in all, an abode which will carve a future of student and the world. Oro University is an experience in a whole for a holistic development of each of its students. At Oro, our philosophy goes beyond classroom education. We understand that every student has a different mind with different needs and demands. We create a journey for a student to discover and train themselves with a real-life globalizing experience using academic knowledge as a tool.
The programs at Oro University and the campus ecosystem are designed to inspire students to be future leaders, dynamic, innovative, and progressive in pursuit of excellence. Oro University provides an integral and transformational learning opportunity, one which is conducive to self-development on all levels of consciousness, mental, vital, physical.
The best part about this campus is the vibe that it carries, the greenery that it has. It is always very airy and it is always very positive. It feels like home here. And everything here is very comfortable. This place is a very blissful place.
At Oro University, there are progressive teaching approach provided by our faculty members with international exposure. The facilities at the universities are backed by cutting-edge integration of technology in the classrooms, labs, and students.
The best part, which I found at Oro University, is the experienced faculty, which are always ready to share practical exposure with the students, and the tie-up with the top-notch law firms as well as corporates, which helps us in getting admissions and placements as well as in internships at different points of time.
There are only 2 universities in India, and one of them is Oro, which is providing on-campus training hotel, and that is a great experience we are getting over here. The cherry on top is they are providing 1-year international internship, which revolves around the hospitality brands.
Beyond academics, Oro University campus is always high on life, with various events and activities urging students to create life-lasting friendships, team spirit experiences, creative perseverance to make them wiser, brighter, happier, and leaders. At Oro, we are always working on something bigger than ourselves. Oro is about integral education. Oro is about choices. Oro is about empowerment. Oro is about leadership.
So thank you all, and I wish you all a great learning experience ahead. Thank you so much for your patience listening.
Thank you, ma'am. It's always a pleasure to hear you speak. Now, it is with great pleasure we would like to welcome to the stage Honorable Provost of Oro University, Professor Parimal Vyas, to deliver his presidential remarks. Please, sir.
Good morning to all of you, and on behalf of Oro family, I also take this opportunity to welcome all the distinguished guests who are with us offline in this discovery, as well as all those delegates who join online for this 9th edition of International Conference, and I convey my greetings to Head School of Law, Dr. Silpi Sharma and entire team, and Dr. Vaidyanathanji, who is coordinating this entire international conference. We are all pleased to have with us Professor Vinay Kapoorji. When you talk of law and contribution that he has made in building a law university, a founder vice chancellor of B.R. Ambedkar National Law University, he is with us. So it's a great moment for the campus, and we have Sri Rohit Pandeyji, an advocate, practicing advocate, Supreme Court, and he's the secretary of the Bar Association of Supreme Court. So that's a great moment for the Oro University. I also appreciate the presence of all other distinguished experts, session chair who are with us, and a source of inspiration for the Oro. Our Chief Operating Officer, Shri Suresh Mathurji, is with us. The Associate Dean, Professor Dr. Monika ji, and Dr. Mishra, the Registrar, and my beloved students. I think I was just interacting with the Head School of Law regarding the theme of this international conference. A very amazing response, about 200 papers in 2 days. I think it is going to be a big challenge for you. But when I looked at the theme of the conference and the sessions that we are going to have, I appreciate the approach of the School of Law, because they have identified 15 different areas. I think that itself speaks of the impact that law is making. I'm not a student of law, but then I think everything that happens with us 24/7, mental, physical, each and every human act, I believe we are influenced by law. Like I said, that everything has a cost, everything has a value. I think that's the same impact that law has on all of us. And I would say that it's not far off. Today is 24th of August. You know what happened, in fact, we have heard Bharat ek Sunehri Chidiya, but then yesterday the milestone that this country has achieved, I think, by making Vikram to land on South Pole of Moon, the first country, I think. Why I say this? Because that's a source of inspiration for many of our students, and 11th August, now relating it with law, 11th August was a very important day for the country. And the reason is why I'm bringing 11th August. If you ask somebody what happened on 11th of August, just before 12 days, I'll tell you, and I would like to relate it with the address of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi ji, source of inspiration. I think it is the leadership which makes the difference, an icon of leadership. While addressing the nation on 15th of August, Honorable Prime Minister requested the youth, you people, to each one of us, that, he talked about 5 pran, and one of them was, we have to come out of that decolonization. We have to come out of the, the colonial mindset, the slavery that we carry in our minds. And now let me relate it with the legal profession. On 11th of August, I'll tell you, the Parliament passed unanimously in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha 4 important bills. I think students of law They must be aware of it. And I'm so happy that, Government of India, for the first time, I was wondering as an intellectual that why it took so long for world's biggest democracy to, repeal those acts and then bring. And it really, empowers us when I look at Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita bill replacing IPC, Indian Penal. We only know about IPC. And the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita bill with the Criminal Procedure Code and the Bharatiya Saksya bill with the Indian Evidence Act. I'll tell you, when you look at this theme of the International Conference on Law and Emerging Issues, I don't know, but it has been happening with me each time I have to speak, and I think I get influenced with the technology. And the data protection bill, the fourth bill also, I hope it's a part of curriculum. If not, we must bring it in the curriculum. So the digital personal data protection bill, I think we're talking about privacy. I would not go in detail, but like all other sectors, the artificial intelligence and automation is also influencing law. My young students who are part of the School of Law, I think when we talk of social justice and diversity and tolerance, on one hand we talk of constitutional law, international law and criminal law and competition law. On the other hand, I think the very big challenge that our students and professionals, legal professionals, that they are facing, and also each one of us is facing, that is the need to adopt to this new technology. I could see there is a paradigm shift which is happening in the legal profession. I think it's so amazing to see that now we can see the proceedings of the live parliament, and we can see the live proceedings of, High Court and for that matter Supreme Court. I think that talks about the openness, transparency with which we work. I'm very happy to share with you that, and I extend my greetings to School of Law, that with the support that we are getting under a very dynamic and progressive management team, with us under School of Law. Already, Monica talked about a couple of aspects. We have a legal aid clinic, for the benefit of, local people, but at the same time, now the School of Law has established, and it has been approved by the governing body, what we call it a Center of Intellectual Property Right. School is also going to launch a certificate course on intellectual property right. I think it is just a small drop in an ocean. We expect them to do much more. I believe all my students who are sitting here, we never thought that environment, like technology I spoke, environment would have a big impact. Many of us, in fact, we never thought that we will now be talking about environment law. There are people who are now they are, in fact, have got specialization into this. What I expect as a citizen of this country when we talk about constitutional rights, if some of you have read the National Education Policy document, I think for the first time it talks about making students understand and aware about constitutional rights, duties and obligations. I think that's very important. That's a skill set that we need to develop. And in fact, I believe this complexity, the scale of complexity is increasing with regard to various legal issues and aspects. I think that's a challenge. I also understand when I was looking at the concept note, I wanted to learn because I'm not a student of law. My students who are sitting here, I think you're going to face a very challenging world. But at the same time, retaining people. So the way legal firms operate, they conduct the legal proceedings, I think is very, very challenging. I believe we need to address the issue of diversity and inclusion, because we are also talking about social justice. We are also talking about what we call gender diversity and so forth and so on. I think what we expect from legal profession, because we are talking about emerging issues, what I understand is that I really do not like the term regulations which are being used. I don't know. I was chairing one committee in the University Grants Commission where we were told that no, you review these regulations and bring new regulations. I don't know. I think I really don't like that word regulations, because all regulations which we make, what do? We try to prevent, we try to obstruct. So we were making some regulations. I said we should not say what we should not allow. We should say that how can we allow, how can we promote, how can we foster. I think the same holds true for law. And we say that we have heard somebody talking about that delayed justice is no justice. I think there are challenges. I think we have experts. They would be guiding all those who have joined online. They could, I believe they had a glimpse of Oro University, but not this time. I invite all those who join online to come and visit the campus. And we have a small family, but always small is beautiful. What I expect from legal professionals, my students are sitting here, isn't it? I do not want that this becomes one more conventional conference where you come and read out your papers and just forget about it, or even taking it to publications. I think that's a very basic requirement, and I convey my greetings when I look at the publication houses and the knowledge partner who joined for these international conference. But I think what I look forward from my students, because you're lucky, you are blessed that you're getting an opportunity to you're going to witness this international conference. I want that above all, please remember what we need is innovation. That's most important. I expect same from my law students, that please see to it that how can law promote innovations. At a click of mouse now, I think you can download all judgments, you can refer and whatnot. I think I'm very happy, that we, in fact, now the law profession should make, and already it has started making a smart use of technology. Whatever resources that we use, we can certainly regulate the use of resources. We can neutralize, we can remove favoritism. So I think how can we make innovative use of information technology? In fact, I want School of Law to integrate in academic curriculum and research practices more integration with School of Business and School of Information Technology. I think it's the need of the hour. I'm very happy to share with you that at Oro University, we have already implemented 4-year new structure by students of the first year, and not that maybe don't take me wrong, sustaining the spirit of Bar Council of India, and now we have a National Law Commission. But what I want is that that National Law Commission should also ensure that we bring synergy, we bring integration to what is happening in higher education or for per se education, isn't it? That's very important, because maybe it's not a different domain, they are all students, and how further integration, as Silpi reflected on the multidisciplinarity and interdisciplinarity, and now when we are talking about transdisciplinarity approach. The another expectation that I have, and the challenge that I can talk about 2023 legal profession is facing about data analytics. So I think we normally understand that, data analytics or business analytics is only an area where School of Business students. No, I think each one of us, as I told you, technology, data analytics, I think how can we integrate? That's a challenge which law profession is facing. I think attracting a talent in law. Normally you find medicine and law, if family, head of the family is in legal profession, they are influenced. I think that inheritance which we find of a very great degree, it's not that it happens only in law and medicine, it also happens in other professionals like chartered accountancy and all that. But I think we will have to say that how can we attract more students to join course of law, and at School of Law we offer BBA, LLB, BLLB and LLM and PhD program. And I convey my greetings to entire team of School of Law for organizing this 9th edition. Looking forward for positive outcome in form of publications that would emerge from about 200 papers that we have received. And I would just say that after the 15 areas that Silpi you have identified, I would request you to take the best expert opinion and if possible identify one or two or maximum 3 areas where I think we really need to take it to the next level. We cannot focus just on 15 areas, but identify one or two. Maybe you can think of technology, you can think of environment, or maybe some aspect of social perspective. I think that would be a great. Experts are here, they can guide us, but to continue it, in the next academic endeavor that the School of Law would take in near future. I appreciate the presence of all of you, those who joined here online and offline, and convey this international conference a great success. May God bless all of us. Thank you. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. Now, it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce our distinguished guest of honor today, Shri Rohit Pandey, sir. Esteemed guests and fellow members of the legal community, Shri Rohit Pandey is a luminary whose accomplishments have illuminated the legal landscape of our nation for over 2 decades. A renowned practicing advocate of the Supreme Court of India for more than 21 years, our guest has seamlessly woven expertise, passion, and dedication into his legal journey. Beyond the courtroom, our guest has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to both social betterment and professional excellence. His activism extends beyond legal confines, and he has engaged with numerous associations, embracing the role of an active social worker. Notably, his indomitable spirit also extends into the realm of legal representation, where he has the honor of serving as counsel for the Union of India and the government of Uttar Pradesh, further solidifying his legal acumen and dedication. However, it is his exceptional journey within the Supreme Court Bar Association that truly shines as a beacon of his achievements. Since 2007, he has held various administrative positions in the Supreme Court Bar Association, such as Joint Treasurer, Joint Secretary, Acting Secretary, and currently as the Honorary Secretary. Esteemed guests, the journey of our guest of honor through the legal and professional spheres is an inspiration to us all. His consistent triumphs in elections, his tireless commitment to justice, and indelible mark on the legal community make him a beacon of leadership and excellence. Please join me in welcoming our guest of honor, an embodiment of legal prowess and service to the nation, to address us today. I would like to request Dr. Monica Suri, Associate Dean of Academics, and Dr. Shilpi Sharma, Head of School of Law, to felicitate Shri Rohit Pandey, sir. Thank you. Please, sir, the floor is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. It is my privilege to be here in this prestigious inaugural ceremony of the International Conference on Law and Emerging Issues 2023, hosted by this prominent Oro University. I especially thanks to Professor Parimal Vyasji, Vice Chancellor Oro University, and Mr. Vaidnath Mukherjee ji for inviting me to this conference. Well, about today's topic, law and emerging issues, a topic which needs to be discussed very frequently as the law keeps on evolving. कानून के फील्ड में हमेशा बदलाव होते रहते हैं और हमने इन बदलावों को ध्यान में रखते हुए सामाजिक बदलाव लाते रहना चाहिए. Our society must also keep evolving. As this is very long topic, therefore I will precisely talk over the topic, and I'll talk about 5 emerging issues and 5 challenges in the field of law. So the emerging issues in the field of law are: first, technology and cyber law; second, environmental law and climate change; and third, social media and regulation; fourth, LGBTQ+ rights; and fifth, the hot issue of artificial intelligence, जिसे हम AI कहते हैं. अब अगर हम बात करें टेक्नोलॉजी एंड साइबर लॉ की, तो with the increasing use of technology, issues related to data privacy, cyber security, e-commerce and digital transactions have gained importance. Our President of India assent to Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 on 11th of August. It is the first law made for processing data and amends various legislations, including Right to Protection Act, Right to Information Act, and IT Act. The bill seeks to provide for the processing of digital personal data in manner that recognizes both the right of individuals to protect their personal data and need to process such personal data for lawful purposes. और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि अब ये डेटा पर्सनल, ये परमिशन लेनी होगी, और उम्मीद करते हैं कि साइबर क्राइम में इसमें कमी आएगी. अब इन्वायरमेंटल लॉ एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज की बात करें तो आज हमारा भारत बहुत सारे क्लाइमेट चेंज से जूझ रहा है, या मुझे कहना चाहिए कि क्लाइमेट चैलेंजेस से जूझ रहा है. एयर पोल्यूशन, वाटर पोल्यूशन, डिफॉरेस्टेशन, ऐसे कई सारे क्लाइमेट चैलेंजेस हैं जिन्हें हमें पार करना है, हमारे लिए चैलेंज है. और इसी की वजह से there has been a growing emphasis on strengthening environmental regulations, promoting sustainable practices, and addressing issues relating to environmental clearance for departmental projects. Though we have Water Act 1974, Air Act 1981, and the Environmental Protection Act 1984, but it only partially touches the issues. और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि आने वाले दिनों में इसके लिए जागरूकता बढ़ेगी और नए और सख्त कानून लाए जाएंगे. Social media regulation. The use and abuse of social media have led to discussions about regulating online content, misinformation, and hate speech. The Indian government has been working on creating guidelines for social media platforms to ensure responsible content management. The Indian government has recently introduced the 2023 amendments to the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021 that regulate social media intermediaries in revised norms के 3 clear objects हैं. First, to address emergent challenge caused by technologically innovations. Second, to ensure an open, safe and trusted internet. Third, to set up a fact-checking unit to screen digital content. Positive effects, negative effects, we have to see into the things. When you talk about LGBTQ plus right, there has been a progress in recognizing and protecting the rights of the LGBTQ community. We also have a Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Act 2019, which recognizes the right to self-perceived gender identity. Transgender citizens have a constitutional right to register themselves under a third gender. Further, the decriminalization of homosexuality by the Supreme Court of India in 2019 was a significant milestone. जहाँ पर ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सेक्शन 377 आईपीसी को अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल डिक्लेयर किया था. पर इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि एलजीबीटी कम्युनिटी को अपने सारे राइट्स मिल गए हैं. चैलेंजेस related to discrimination, marriage rights, adoption rights still remain. And one matter is filed in Supreme Court, writ petition filed in Supreme Court, and the matter is still sub judice before the Supreme Court, and we hope soon we will be having more specific and clear laws on the same, providing a relief to the LGBTQ community. And the most happening and important topic, artificial intelligence and law. अगर हम इंडिया की बात करें तो हाल फिलहाल में एआई को रेगुलेट करने के लिए कोई नए कानून नहीं है. Though the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology is the regulatory body of AI in India, but there is no rule. There is no law in said regard. In India, the pace of AI adoption is faster than the rules formed to regulate it. अब अगर हम बात करें AI को इंडियन लीगल फील्ड में इंट्रोड्यूस करने के लिए या इंटीग्रेट करने की, तो कई इस्तेमाल है, जैसे लीगल रिसर्च, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रिव्यू, डिसीजन मेकिंग एक्सेट्रा. But at the same time, it raises questions about accountability, transparency, and ethical consideration. And one more problem is that when you rely too much on AI, your reasoning ability may get impacted on long term. As you, instead of applying your intelligence, you're depending on some alternate इंटेलिजेंस. ऐसे कई सवाल हैं जिनका जवाब हमें शायद बढ़ते वक्त के साथ मिल जाएगा. The legal framework for AI application and their potential impact on traditional legal practices in an emerging issues. I'll talk about challenges and emerging legal issues. First, judicial backlog and pendency. The Indian legal system has been grappling with the massive backlog of cases, leading of delays in justice delivery. Addressing this challenge requires significant reforms in court processes and infrastructure. Lack of judicial infrastructure like mediation, consultation rooms, arbitration rooms, like that, so many things. Second, access to justice. there are still sections of the population and lack easy access to legal services due to factors like geographic location, economic constraints, and lack of awareness. आज भी बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो न्याय से वंचित रह जाते हैं. Third, corruption and transparency. Ensuring transparency in legal system and addressing issues of corruption within the judiciary and legal profession remain ongoing challenges. And I'll tell you, on the aspect of corruption, who will judge the honorable judges? That is the point. And where we have to go. So these are the things we have to think over it. And fourth, legal education reform. There has been a call for reform in legal education to align it better with the evolving demands of the legal profession, including practical training and ethical education. Fifth, intersection of traditional and modern laws. India's diverse society brings with its challenge of reconciling traditional customs and modern legal principles, especially in matters related to personal laws, family, and religion. अभी जैसा कि प्रोफेसर परिमल जी ने बोला कि हाल ही फिलहाल में सरकार ने भारतीय न्याय संहिता बिल 2023, भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता बिल 2023, भारतीय साक्ष्य बिल 2023 पार्लियामेंट में इंट्रोड्यूस किया है, and which will replace the current IPC, CRPC, and Evidence Act. And once this bill will become an act, and similarly the government may also introduce the Uniform Civil Code as well. And thank you so much. And with this, I rest my words. I once again extend my thanks and best wishes to the organizers of this conference. I wish all the best to the budding lawyers of this School of Law of this prestigious Oro University. I wish them to great future ahead. And it's been a privilege to be in presence of Dr. Vinay Kapoor Behra. Thank you to all of you.
So your insightful words have added a valuable dimension to this conference. Thank you so much once again. Moving forward, it is with great honor and privilege that we introduce our esteemed chief guest for today, Professor Vinay Kapoor Mehra. Dr. Mehra is an accomplished individual whose professional journey has been marked by a remarkable blend of academic excellence and administrative leadership. With an illustrious career spanning 25 years in teaching and research, her contribution to the fields of law and human rights have been invaluable. She was the former Vice Chancellor of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar National Law University, Haryana. Prior to this, she has held the position of Commissioner at the State Information Commission of Punjab, where her commitment to transparency and governance has shone brightly. Her academic journey includes a tenure as a professor and head of the law department at Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. Notably, she has also served as the Dean of Law faculty at Punjab Technical University for a significant period. Beyond academia, our chief guest participation is in various committees, review boards, and governmental initiatives highlights her commitment to shaping policy and frameworks that have a lasting impact on our society. Her involvement with the Juvenile Justice Board, Constitutional Review Committee, and as a member of various different committees showcases her multifaceted engagement. Esteemed guest, it is with immense pleasure that we invite our chief guest to address us today. Her journey exemplifies the spirit of academic rigor, administrative leadership, and a deep-seated commitment to societal progress. Please join us in extending a warm welcome to an individual whose accomplishment continues to inspire us all. I would now request Honorable Provost, Professor Parimal Vyas sir and Professor Amrish Mishra sir to facilitate our chief guest.
Most respected Vice Chancellor Shri Parimal Vyasji, the guiding force for this international conference, guest of honor, Advocate Rohitji, Dean Madam Suri, Head of the School of Law, Professor Shilpi Sharma, and her organizing team, distinguished paper presenters, offline and online, and dear students. I can't explain the feelings which I got when I entered these premises. I could recall the feelings which I had at Pondicherry at Auroville. So those who are getting knowledge here are really privileged students, because the purpose, as told by Madam Dean, has been the overall development of your personality, physically, mentally, spiritually. And that is the real purpose of the education, as told by Swami Vivekananda. He says education is manifestation of our inner self. So the whole journey of a human being is, from birth to death, is how to be a good person. Not only how to be a good advocate, good doctor, good engineer, but above all, good human being. And I hope this university is fulfilling that commitment to the society and making you the real world leaders. So with these words, I'll move to the theme of the seminar. So being the student of family law, I will have much focus because Mr. Pandey has made my work easy by focusing other areas. We know that family is the basis of society, as told by the sociologists. So this is the area where we have to focus, but that is the most neglected area this time. We don't find students opting family law in master's degree. We don't find students who opt for the research in this area. I used to tell my student, this is the subject which governs us without our choice, before birth and even after death. So this is the really, if we can teach this subject, we can make our student a better citizens. Now my experience as a researcher during my postdoctoral, I could find out that in jails, there are a number of people who are innocent, really, but they are languishes because of the dowry cases. What is dowry? No one can define till today. Even the Act cannot define it. The thing which I am giving of my own choice will become a gift, and if somebody asks, it's become dowry. So very strange. So this is the area which is rather impacting our family system. So most of the people, they don't want to marry. Our younger generation, they're so afraid that they don't want to marry. Girls as well as boys. Because for one single death, 30 to 35% of a single family will be put behind the barn, and even the small kids. So it's my humble request from this dais that you should come forward and do research on this area. And I hope that some of you may be presenting paper during these 2 days. Then we have the problem of the children of live-in relationship. You know that among Hindus, marriage is a sacrament. It's a duty towards our ancestors, towards our rishis, towards our devatas. So we say it's a rin, Pitri rin, Dev rin and Rishi rin. It's not a contract. We have to teach our students that if you want to shoulder this responsibility, it's a responsibility. Only then go for the marriage. Don't make you can say, मजाक बना के, जैसे हमारे सोप सीरियल्स ने, लाइक एकता कपूर जी ने, एक शादी हुई और वो चली नहीं, उसके बाद एक एक्स्ट्रा मैरिटल अफेयर से एक बच्चा हो रहा है, उसके बाद सेकेंड मैरिज हो रही है, फिर मतलब जैसे कि हम रोज़ अपनी ड्रेसेस चेंज करते हैं, अपनी फूड हैबिट्स चेंज करते हैं, उस तरह से हम पार्टनर चेंज कर रहे हैं. Judiciary from time to time is giving rights to such children. Kerala High Court has given them right to maintenance from their parents. Then also our Supreme Court, bench of Justice P.S. Chauhan, that they have a status of legitimacy. Then in Vidya Hari versus Subharna Bhai, again Supreme Court, referring to section 16 of the Hindu Marriage Act, said that such children should be given status of legal heirs and they are entitled to inherit the property of both the parents. So again, recently on 3rd July 2023, Supreme Court has given them the right in the ancestral property, where the rights of the children from the lawful marriage, are they not being violated? Whom we are protecting? Those who are deviating the norms of the society. When we say juvenile justice, who are the juveniles? We say children in conflict with law, means those children who are violating the rules and regulation of the society. On one hand, we are making laws and laws, and we are also protecting those people who are violating those laws. When we say man is a social animal, what does this mean? That he will be governed by certain norms of the society. His behavior will be regulated. So law is just to regulate our relations within the family, outside the family. And those laws which cannot regulate our behaviors, which is leading to more and more litigation, more and more pendency of the cases, then what is the use of those laws? This is the area where you have to ponder upon and come with some real suggestions. Again, sir had touched that the rights of LGBT, or the most burning emerging issue, same-sex marriage, and petition is also being launched in the Supreme Court. BCI, in its application made to the Supreme Court, has mentioned that majority of the people is against such rights. And Supreme Court must analyze before giving rights to such people religious, political, social, and psychological legal aspects of the same marriage. Already, when we have given right to adoption to an individual, so whether one is a bachelor, one is a spinster, he or she can adopt. Then what is the need to have a same-sex couple and then adopt? Marriage, the institution which is the basis of the family, means to regulate the sexual behavior for the procreation of our lineal descendants, and also to perform certain social religious duties. As a human being, whatever rights are to one man or a woman should be given to the transgenders. I'm not opposed to that. But those rights which should be available to a wife and husband. Now, in the case of same-sex marriage, I could not understand who will be the husband and who will be the wife. And our court says that the child needs the love of both father and mother. So in that case, who will be the father and mother? So there are the many psychological problems which are going to be happen when we are going to law. So just कि जैसे बाढ़ में बह जाना, एक आंधी आ रही है, एक नया concept आया, and we without thinking, without any reasoning, we are putting our messages on the social media and all that. We must think, we must use our reasoning. And you know that when Lord Krishna gave the sermon to Arjun during Mahabharata, when all the 18 chapters were over, what he said at last was, whatever I could tell you, I have told you. Now use your reasoning and your logic. This is our Indian tradition, and we must continue it. And you all, the younger generation, are the bearer of that torch. That simply, that this is happening in USA, this is happening in UK, so we must also follow. And this exactly happened in the case of Living Relationship and Domestic Violence Act. There they have nucleus family, and here we have most of the joint families, and you know the impact of Domestic Violence Act. The concept of shared household and all that, that if there is not a good relationship between husband and wife, who are the sufferers? The parents. Without thinking that whether this plant is suitable to our environment, we just are going to implanting it. So we have to think upon all this, that when we have allowed living relationship, then we must allow all these persons to continue with those relationships. Why marriage? On one hand, we are hampering on the institution of marriage by making such and such provisions, and on the other hand, we are insisted that these few communities should also be given the right to marry. Why? So this is the area where we have to think, we have to come up with some suggestions. And we know that during these 2 days deliberation, most of the revered persons are here, distinguished scholars from Indore, from HP and other areas are here. Some suggestions will be come out and which will be forwarded to the Law Ministry. One thing more with regard to the, which is also associated with the constitutional provisions, and that is Article 44, Uniform Civil Code. Till date, it is considered to be one-party agenda. So whenever somebody asks, whenever somebody raises the issue of uniform civil, ये तो BJP का agenda है जी. We don't consider from the point of view of the society, from the point of the gender justice, from the point of the fundamental rights. On one hand, the Constitution says there will be no discrimination on the basis of sex and religion, but we are allowing those personal laws which are discriminatory on the basis of sex as well as religion. Sorry to say, I have been working on this area right from 93, 94. The government has taken this issue very recently, because now they think that there are certain interpersonal law conflicts, and also there are threats to the unity and integrity of the nation. Our Supreme Court, repeatedly in many landmark cases, has recommended the legislature, the parliament, to come with the real suggestions, to consolidate all those provisions where there is discrimination. I take one example only. In the case of divorce, if a Muslim woman wants to get divorced, she will have to move to the court, and it may take years, you know. It's not an easy job to get a divorce from the court. The husband can pronounce the divorce maybe in Hassan form or Ahsan, because now triple talaq is been banned. But still, he can pronounce, and he need not to give any reason at all. So there is sex-based discrimination in this particular Islamic law. At the same time, there is religion-based discrimination. That the husband from Hindu community, Parsi, Jew, Christian, if they have to get the divorce, they will have to move to the court. So they are being discriminated on the basis of religion. So there are many more instances in guardianship, in inheritance, then, because this is the area where we really want uniform civil code. Because rest of the part is unified during the colonial period. And I can refer to one of the article by Indira Jaisingh, that all those matters, all those areas where the British had certain problems, they codified those provisions, like Transfer of Property Act, contract, then this IPC, CRPC, CPC. In those areas, no Shariat law is applicable in India. So if you really see the Islamic State, they will be governed by Sharia law in all the matters, and not particularly toward the family matters. Here in India, Shariat law is applicable only with respect to the family matters. So the area where we require the unification is matrimonial laws or the family laws, because rest of the laws are uniform for all the citizens, for all the persons living within the territory of the country. Now, again, we know that Sir had also talked about ChatGPT and AI. How far we are going to make the use of the technology, because it always has a negative impact. And this is the area which is going to cover each and every walk of life. There's going to be more and more tussle for the patents and intellectual property rights due to this AI. And technology, we know, have already been misused. The purpose has been someone else, and we use it for example, of ultrasound technology, or the sonography, which we call. The purpose was to know the abnormality of the fetus, so that we don't have more and more abnormal child who are the really burden on the family as well as society. But how we use it? We started determining the sex of the fetus. And if it happened to be a girl, then abort it. And the data shows that most cases of abortion have been in Gujarat and Punjab. Gujarat is one, because I am standing on the land of where we have a Statue of Unity. 2 days before I was there, we are having a conclave for Bharatiya Bhashas, that all the languages should be given equal weightages, just like English. And it was in the Ekta Nagar, hosted by Gujarat Sahitya Academy. Because as Madam has also pointed out, that now we are going to transform our educational system. There are the only two things where we can transform our society. One is law, another is education. And both these things were totally transformed in one day or with a twinkling by Lord Macaulay. And after we are celebrating Amrit Kal, we are not being able to focus on these areas. जो बच्चा अपनी मातृभाषा में जो विचार सोच सकता है, वो दूसरी भाषा में नहीं. We are not opposing English. We should learn more and more languages, 3, 4, 7, whichever is our capability. But why imposing of one language if the person is not ready to learn it? I remember the words of Abdul Kalam ji, who said, I could understand math and science because it was taught in my mother tongue, Tamil. Aurobindo Ghosh, Gandhi ji, and many more such freedom fighters and great illuminati of our country focused on mother tongue. So the area of our constitution, Article 348, has to be amended accordingly. Hindi is official language, it is written, but then it was written that for 15 years English will be continued, and then an act was passed, because in 1965 the 15 years were to be completed. So in 1963 official language act was passed for the continuation of English as an official language. And for Supreme Court and High Court, still this 343 to 351, all these sections are related with the regional languages and the Hindi. Just go through and find out what should be the possible solution. But if we really want the innovation, the creativity from within, we have to give the education. And this can also be possible in legal education. Already, books of medical and engineering are being translated in regional languages, and this can also be possible with the legal language. I hope these areas of constitution, which should also be discussed and be worked upon. Then many more areas where we need to research and work, as told by Sir, environment issues, many more, then drug. And we know that our youth is being driven by this drug menace. Most of the people in Punjab are sending their children out of the country thinking that they will be away from the drug menace. They don't know that what will be their fate in that foreign country. We need speedy trial. 5 crore cases are pending. So ADR and such like mediation process should be given more and more weightage. Once there was some amendment in CPC, and we know who were doing the strike, the people from the legal fraternity, our advocate brothers. So if we really want to grow, we have to join the hands. We can't make the changes in piecemeal. There has to be transformation, and the time has come. We have proved the world that we have solution for each and every problem. We have a solution for the terrorism even. Because when we focus on our duties, which we used to call dharma, dharma has been misinterpreted as a religion, just as Istridan as a dowry, and which caused havoc for the women. Istridan, something else, and dowry is something else. Same is the case with the religion and dharma. Dharma are our basic principles, which are shashwat, which are eternal. And it continues from the very beginning of the civilization, and it will continue. Satya, Hinsa, Asti. If everybody stick to its dharma, a student's dharma, Vidyarthi dharma, Guru dharma, Pati dharma, Patni dharma, Raj dharma. We have to learn. Once again, we have to look to our lost treasure, which is in our Sanskrit language, and most our Pardulipis are in foreign countries. We have to recover them, and we have to. So sir was telling that the live telecast was being. I remember the instance. I used to hear from my grandmother that Sanjay narrates the whole episode of Mahabharata to Dhritarashtra. Sitting at Hastinapur, the war was at Kurukshetra. So whenever there is a peak, then there is a downfall. Again, this is the principle of economics you must be hearing. So we had that peak, we destroyed everything, all technology, everything. Then again we have to start from as if we demolished a house and then we rebuild it from the you can say, नींव से ही जब शुरू करते हैं. उसी तरह से अभी फिर से हमारी जो ये ईस्वीज़ का काल है 2000, उसको ही हम डेवलपमेंट का पीरियड मान के चल रहे हैं, जबकि वैसा नहीं है. हमें समझना पड़ेगा, हमें जानना पड़ेगा, हमें अपनी रूट्स को देखना पड़ेगा, अपने कल्चर को समझना पड़ेगा, और उसी तरह के सुझाव लॉज में हमें देने पड़ेंगे. With these words, I thank you all for your patience listening.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your profound and enlightening words. Your perspective has truly been eye-opening. We are also glad to have with us Mr. Varad Dwivedi, Advocate, Supreme Court of India. I would request Dr. Sandeep Sharma, sir, Accreditation Ranking, Entrepreneurship and Head, Oro Innovation and Incubation and Continuing Education Center, to please felicitate, sir. Also a special mention, we have an international participant today with us, Antonio Kostruba from France. Thank you so much, sir. We are delighted to announce the completion of a newly built Sri Aurobindo Integral Life Center, a magnificent addition to our campus that stands as a tangible representation of our deepest core values and principles. It has been meticulously designed to provide a nurturing environment where individuals can engage in a journey of self-discovery, spiritual growth, and intellectual enrichment. It signifies and reflects our ongoing mission to create a space that facilitates the exploration and realization of one's full potential. And we are excited to witness the transformative impact it will undoubtedly have on all who engage with it. Here's a short glimpse of the center. I would request the IT team to please play the video.
Sri Aurobindo Integral Life Center, which is also known as SAIL-C, is dedicated to Sri Aurobindo and his vision and teachings. The center caters to the physical, mental, vital, and spiritual needs of the students and the seekers. Sri Aurobindo Integral Life Center, located in the premises of Oro University, has been planned very methodically, away from the hustle-bustle of the city and covered by the serene landscape. It highlights the Panchatattva aspects of life, which is Prithvi, Akash, Vayu, Agni, and Jal. As one discovers this center, the magnetic experience opens itself gradually to you. Sri Aurobindo Integral Life Center fosters inquiry and new thinking in academia, in public discourses in business, law, politics, economics, science, and technology in the light of Sri Aurobindo's vision. Sri Aurobindo Integral Life Center is focusing on research and practice on integral education, integral psychology, integral yoga, consciousness studies, integral management and leadership, Indian spirituality in an integral light, and Sanskrit, Indian linguistic and literature. Conferences and seminars are an integral part of Sri Aurobindo's Integral Life Center. Now, let us walk through the center. The entrance of the building passes through a water body and a lush green garden, which brings calmness to your inner being. The first space that you witness is a 25-seater orientation room, which has a step seating. In the front, we see a 2-storied building. The ground floor is called Satsang, used for lectures or for audio visuals, whereas the first floor acts as a library reservoir for students involved in the teachings and researches of Sri Aurobindo and related studies. Moving out of the building, in the front, we have Zen Cafe, an indoor-outdoor space for gathering, for high tea, conducting retreats. The students can also present their work in the Experience Art Gallery located at the Zen Cafe. Opposite to this area, located are the 4 individual meditation petals, which are reflecting the 4 soul forces, namely Mahakali, Mahasaraswati, Mahalakshmi, and Maheshwari. This place creates a peaceful environment for meditation and can accommodate 10 to 15 persons in each of the petals. Moving further, we have a collective meditation hall that is surrounded by the lake and caters up to 80 persons. The center aims at imparting future education apart from offering the aesthetic structure that the center holds. It caters to a different world of the educators, the meditators, the researchers, and provides insights. These facilities have been created for students, faculties, and by and large for the community to stay and learn the philosophy and teachings of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother at a wider level.
SAIL Center is embarking on a transformative journey of holistic growth, fostering a community that embraces Sri Aurobindo's wisdom and integral living.
Thank you. Now we would like to call upon Mr. Baidyanath Mukherjee, sir, the convener of ICLEI 2023, to deliver a vote of thanks. Please, sir.
Distinguished guests, esteemed participants, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen present, a very pleasant and fulfilling day to each one of you. A warm and enthusiastic welcome to the International Conference on Law and Emerging Issues 2023. As we gather here today, surrounded by the collective reservoir knowledge and expertise, we stand at the threshold of an exciting journey into the realm of legal discourse and innovations. Before we embark on this journey, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to all the distinguished dignitaries who have graced this occasion with the presence. Our heartfelt thanks goes out to our chief guest, Dr. Vinay Kapoor, Madam. We extend our deepest gratitude to Sri Rohit Pandey ji, guest of honor for today's event. The visionary decision and magnanimity of our founder, Chancellor Sir H.P. Rama, our esteemed Provost, Professor Parimal Vyas Sir, Honorable Chief Operating Officer Suresh Mathur Sir, and CFO Sir Nayan Banker, have paved the way for this remarkable event and have provided us with this remarkable platform to engage in meaningful dialogues. This commitment to fostering academic excellence is the cornerstone of this conference. Our sincere gratitude to our esteemed Registrar Sir and Associate Dean Madam for their unwavering support in facilitating and sanctioning this significant event. A special thanks to Dr. Shilpi Sharma, Head of the School of Law at Oro University, whose leadership and dedication have been pivotal in bringing this event to fruition. Your guidance and tireless efforts have deeply been appreciated. I also extend my heartfelt appreciation to my faculty colleagues of School of Law, Oro University, whose tireless efforts have paved the way for the seamless organization of this event. Your constant support and cooperation have been invaluable. A special acknowledgement goes to the dedicated IT team and admin team of Oro University, whose behind-the-scene efforts have been instrumental in bringing this conference to life. I would be remiss not to acknowledge the dedication and hard work of the students from the School of Law at Oro University. Their meticulous planning and execution have brought us to this momentous day. Our esteemed dignitaries and presenters who took out of their busy schedules to share their insights and expertise deserve our utmost gratitude. Our contribution will add immeasurable value to our discussions. Let us come together to engage in this thought-provoking discussion, share insights, and collectively explore the uncharted territories of the legal landscape. May this conference be a beacon of intellectual stimulation and collaboration, guiding us toward new horizons of legal understanding. Thank you all for your presence and participation. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir. This marks the end of the inaugural ceremony. We kindly ask all the attendees to please rise for Vande Mataram.